All right, and so without any further delay, here is my 2024 MLB All-Star Game ballot. I'll display the results on the screen, and here we go. All right, at first base, we have I chose Anthony Rizzo of the Yankees. Anthony Rizzo, ever since he's been with the Yankees, he's been really good with the Yankees, and I know he's battling an injury currently, but he's been a key cog in that Yankee lineup. And the Yankees are a dangerous team this year because him, Aaron Judge, and others. But so first base, Anthony Rizzo, chose him. Um, Bryce Harper, I chose Bryce Harper for first base. For he is the heart and soul of the modern Phillies lineup, and he hit a home run when the Phillies were on the road in London and against the Mets, and so chose him at first base. At second base, I got Houston's Astros Jose Altuve, a 300 average, and it's just something that he's really good so far this year. And then I also chose for the second base for the National League, Luis Arias, a 314 average this year, but he's still playing at a very high level. And so I chose him. Third base, Cleveland's Jose Ramirez at third base. And then at third base for the National League, I chose the Dodgers' Max Muncy. At shortstop, this is one where I kind of defied conventional wisdom somewhat. I chose the Orioles' young shortstop Gunnar Henderson, someone who Orioles fans are probably thinking reminds them a lot of Cal Ripken Jr. And for the shortstop of the National League, I chose the young speedster Ellie De La Cruz because Ellie De La Cruz, he goes as far as the Reds go, kind of like the Mavs go as far as Luka Doncic goes. But so 3 outfield spots. Of course, the Texas Rangers are the defending World Series champions. So I chose Adolis Garcia, a man who had a killer October for the Rangers. And for the outfield, one of the 3 spots I chose for Cody Bellinger of the Cubs. 8 home runs this year so far for him. I chose Aaron Judge, another outfield spot. He's got 20 homers this year. Jazz Chisholm Jr. of Miami. I chose him. Seems like he's a young bright spot on a bad Florida Marlins on a bad Miami team. I chose Juan Soto of the Yankees. Juan Soto's been nothing but spectacular since he joined the Yankees. And I chose Jurickson Profar of the San Diego Padres. Former Texas Ranger, but I chose Jurickson Profar. For catcher, this is one where youth meets experience. I chose Adley Rutschman of the Orioles. And I saw that William Contreras of the Brewers is the leading catcher in the National League. But I chose Wilson Contreras for his older brother and a 2016 Cub. I chose him. And for designated hitter, I chose Jordan Alvarez of the Houston Astros. And of course, Shohei Ohtani. What hasn't he done this year for the Dodgers? So it seems like it's always showtime down at Chavez Ravine when he's on there. So it is something that is very cool. And going back and let's look at the stats of these guys that I've chosen. Rizzo, he's only first base. Rizzo's got 8 homers on the year, but I've always enjoyed watching Rizzo play. I've always thought he was a great player for the Yankees and for the National League. My first ballot actually did not include Harper, but I quickly realized, how can you not have the best player in baseball in your lineup? So Bryce Harper, 285 average, 17 homers, 48 RBIs. The man is good, and he knows it. Jose Altuve, batting average second base, close to 300, 297 average, 11 homers, 29 RBIs, 800 OPS. And of course, Luis Arias, 319 average, 1 homer, 19 RBIs. Kind of fitting that closest thing we have in this game to Tony Gwynn is now on the San Diego Padres. It is kind of fitting. So third base, Jose Ramirez, 274 average, 18 homers, 64 RBIs. Max Muncy with the Dodgers, 223 average, 9 homers, 28 RBIs. Shortstop, as I said, Gunnar Henderson, 273 average for Baltimore, 22 homers, 49 RBIs. And the young speedster, Ellie De La Cruz, he said, I'm the fastest man in baseball, and he definitely is. 236 average, 12 homers, 31 RBIs. This guy's YouTube stats are some unbelievable video clips of De La Cruz. And so, catcher, Adley Rutschman, young catcher for the Orioles. And Baltimore's future is bright so far. Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman. 2 young stars in a good Baltimore lineup. Let's see if the Orioles are able to keep them around. And then Wilson Contreras, 280 average, 6 homers, 12 RBI, 949 OPS. Someone who took the plunge from Cubby Blue to Cardinal Red, but I still like him nonetheless. Wilson Contreras. I think he should get the nod over his younger brother, William Contreras of the Brewers. And outfield spot, Adolis Garcia, 211 average, but he's hit 13 homers, 40 RBIs, and of course his killer October from last year, which helped the Rangers win their first ever World Series. Aaron Judge, 302 average, 26 homers, 64 RBIs, average and power this year for him. And Juan Soto, 312 average, 18 homers, 55 RBIs. And in the National League, one and only one, Cody Bellinger for the Cubs, made my selection. Jazz Chisholm Jr. of the Marlins did 266 average, 10 homers, 36 RBIs. And Cody Bellinger, 263 average, 9 homers, 33 RBIs. And Jurickson Profar of the Padres, 323 average, 10 home runs, 47 RBIs. And of course, was a designated hitter, Yordan Alvarez of the Astros, a 290 average, 14 homers, 37 RBIs. And look at Shohei Ohtani and his numbers with the Dodgers. A 317 average, 20 home runs at the break, 52 RBIs, and a 996 OPS. An OPS of almost 1,000. Wow, that's really impressive. And so those are my selections. Of course, this year the Major League Baseball All-Star Game is going to be in Arlington, Texas. And so it will be very interesting because this is the first MLB All-Star Game in Arlington, Texas, in their new stadium. And it will be interesting to see how that happens. Because Globe Life Field, July 16th, will be when the All-Star Game happens. So it's always fun to see how this All-Star Game voting will wind up. Let's see. If you voted, show me your ballot. Tell me who you voted for. And so the All-Star Game. Baseball was the first one to do it. Babe Ruth hit the first home run in the first All-Star Game in 1930 in Chicago. And so baseball has always been the best ones to do it. The Pro Bowl is now just a glorified flag football game. So it's nice too that the All-Star Game doesn't actually count for home field advantage anymore. I actually kind of like that because the teams should get the home field advantage in the World Series based on their record, not whether or not who won the All-Star Game. Because teams are going to play hard, players are going to play hard to win regardless. But at the time, I understand that Bud Selig and baseball, that game in 2002 ended in a tie. So, yeah, I can see why. There was so much outrage over that tie. No, that's anti-American. So, anyway, who did you pick for your ballots? And that will be it for the All-Star Game edition of the Power Zone sports podcast.